there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. So glad that you're here. If you are new, a huge special welcome to you. I hope you find this pick a card reading insightful. All right, my friends. So what is the question? We are focusing on your next relationship. So let's see what we can find out. I have 3 decks spread out here today. I have the Modern Spellcasters Tarot, I have the Druidcraft Tarot, and I have the Everyday Witch Tarot. Each deck has a stone. This one here is Lepidolite. This one here is Malachite. And this one here is Fluorite. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I am going to live shuffle, and then I will be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in, so that way you can jump ahead to your pile and hopefully make it a little easier for you. All right, my friends, that being said, let's get going. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now, what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, what will my next relationship be like? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. And let's get started. Pile number 1. Okay, let's see what's going on. Pile 1, your next relationship. Okay. Well, I can see you've been having some, anxiety and things like that, wondering, we all wonder about the unknown, of course, but I can see it's really on your mind. This card here is my energy card. So this is the card that is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on regarding the question. And what we have here is the 9 of Swords. So the overarching energy that's just surrounding this question, the situation for you, is a bit of anxiety, a bit of overthinking. Not to say that, your anxiety might not be well warranted, but I think you're making it worse on yourself. Do you see what I mean? That's what this card is saying. So that's kind of like your overall, for lack of a better way, it's kind of like a brain fog, just really thinking about it maybe too much, or thinking about it in a negative way. Yeah, so let's see what these are. We've got the Moon card here. Now, the moon is talking about the next phase of your life. This pops up when we're getting ready for something to change. We're looking at something new starting, which, looking at a relationship, that sounds pretty awesome, right? This also talks, though, about, working based off of emotions. And the fact that this is here, it is saying, don't do that. Don't just make emotional decisions. Now, that's a little tricky because a relationship obviously involves emotions. But what this means is not necessarily don't experience those emotions or let the emotions, help guide the journey. It's about don't give in and make choices based on emotional kind of reactions. Do you see what I'm saying? So making emotional rash decisions is some advice for you from the tarot, but this is suggesting that next chapter is about ready to start. And you've been very patient. You've been very patient. The Seven of Pentacles talks about, well, patience, but also the fruits of your labor type of thing. Notice the symbolism in the card. She's growing this plant, this tree, and she's watering it, she's caring for it, and so forth, and she's waiting for it to grow and be bigger or produce fruit or whatever it's supposed to do. So remember, cards are all about symbolism, so it's really important to pay attention to the artwork in addition to the meanings of the cards. So this here tells me a lot about your daily life, that you are being very patient. It seems to me that you do not want to make the wrong decision. Now, remember what our energy card is here. The energy card was to, that you're kind of overthinking, a little bit of stress. This is here telling us not to be worried about those kinds of things. Pull back those emotions. The Queen of Cups, she is often known as the best spouse, the best friend. And the only kind of thing that's a drawback about her is that she often gets very upset very easily. So we're looking at a lot of advice for you first. This is what we're seeing. We need to get some more, though, because we're not seeing about that person, what's going on. But this is some very strong advice for you, which is also obviously going to bring you peace of mind if you are able to kind of put that into check. Now, we need a couple more, though, because we are not getting about this relationship, this person, and what kind of things you can expect about your next relationship. Okay, so first we're going to start off with one, and we're going to see how it goes. Ooh, okay, so the next relationship, we've got Temperance. This is showing me that your next relationship will be very balanced, will be very harmonious. The Temperance card is all about balance. And if you notice in the artwork, this guy here is pouring water back and forth, obviously meaning the same amount of water for each little thing, right? So balance, right? So this is also a card that pops up, though, when we are being asked to kind of let old resentments go. You might have kind of a relationship hangover from your last relationship, or from perhaps being single for longer than you wanted. Either way, it's sort of like a resentment, letting that go. More advice for you. This is really a strong reading for you. I have to point out one thing. Lepidolite. This is a stone that is a great stone for relieving stress, for feeling better, getting back your happy glow and all that great stuff. So how appropriate, because it's, think about what we've got going on here. Back to this, we're going into deeper here about the person and the relationship and how it's going to be. It shows me that by letting go of some resentments, you're going to be feeling pretty good, because this feels pretty balanced, which is obviously important for a relationship to really make it in the long run, right? So let's get another one. We want to see more about the relationship. Boy, we've got a lot of good advice for you. Oh, yes. And this relationship, this card, this is awesome. This is the Six of Cups. Cups is love and emotion. This card, I always call it my warm fuzzy. This is the warm fuzzy card. Now look at the imagery. Look there's a couple there, look like grandparents maybe, and their grandchildren playing. It's that warm fuzzy. Your next relationship is going to feel warm and fuzzy. And what else? Balanced, harmonious. Your next relationship is coming in, and it is coming in a very favorable way. I'm not sure what your history is, but it does seem that you've either, had some things with the relationship. Maybe you're tired of being single. Any of those things have led you to kind of be resentful, perhaps, or at the very least, kind of overthinking things and so forth. But this new relationship that's coming in is something that's going to be very balanced. And again, for lack of a better term, it's that warm, fuzzy feeling. All right, so we're going to look at the cut card. This is the energy of the outcome. We want to see what we've got here, a little bit more about that relationship. Okay, ready? Go. Oh boy, so it's going to open up things for you. This is going to open up things for you. We've got another cups here, which is love and emotion. The 7 is all about choices. and having different options. And by options, I don't mean necessarily that you're going to have all these different options in terms of people. Like, well, I've got these 10 people to choose from. Hey, maybe, I don't know. That's kind of unlikely though. But what this is probably more likely to be symbolizing is this relationship is going to feel like now things are opening up for you. You won't feel as limited, perhaps. A good relationship brings out the best in both of you. It's not just like, oh, you're fun, or oh, you're attractive, or oh, you make me feel good. It's about that entire package. So being able to feel free and all those things is what a good relationship is all about. Let's get an timeline. Let's do a timeline. Let's see. Now, what I want to know is this next relationship coming in the next 1 to 3, 3 to 6, or 6 to 9? We're going to go 9 months out. Okay. Let's take a look. Ooh, 1 to 3 so far. Ooh. Okay, so 1 to 3. I can see that you're going to be meeting somebody here. We got the Wheel of Fortune. The 1 to 3 looks like you will be meeting somebody, but I think this person, the first go round, I guess, for lack of a better word, this is more of like a dating thing. Like maybe you have to date a little bit to get through the cycle out the people who don't work. Do you know what I'm saying? So here's the Wheel of Fortune, which implies cycles. And what comes around, it goes around again, and it just repeats itself. So perhaps dating a little bit more. Here, this is a good card for dating. This is our 5 of Wands. This is all about practicing. That's what dating is. It's practicing. You got to find out what you don't like to find out what you do like. That is true of everything in any aspect of life. So with dating, same thing. So it looks to me like in this next 6 months, you're going to have some dating going on. And through that process, it does seem that you will find that person that we're describing here in that 6 to 9 month range. We have the 3 of Wands, and this is about embarking on a new journey. This is saying, all right, I'm out there. Look at her. I'm going to let my eagle fly, or my hawk, or whatever that is, and I'm ready to jump off this. Go get them. Look at her fist in the air. I'm ready. So I would say the cards are suggesting that the first 6 months here from the time you're seeing this reading, which, by the way, this is a timeless reading. You've been drawn to this reading at the appropriate time when the information was meant for you. So keep that in mind when I'm giving timeline. So from the time you're seeing this, it looks like, these first 6 months, so this first period here, you might be just doing some dating, but that real strong relationship, which is what these cards were suggesting or talking about, it suggests here that would be in that 6 to 9 month range. Oh, pile 1. What do you think? This had a lot of great advice for you, I think, don't you? Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear. I'd love to interact with you. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe. I'd love to have you in the family, and it would really help me out. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let's find out what's going on about your next relationship. Ooh, you've been patient, haven't you? Oh, you've been patient. We've got some good things. Okay, your next relationship looks like it's coming up pretty quickly. This card here, this is my energy card. So this is the strongest energy that the tarot is picking up on. So what that means is it will affect the meanings of our other cards. And this is kind of what the energy is swirling right now. We've got the 7 of Pentacles. This is a card that shows me you've been very patient. You've been waiting. You've been, you might have been dating, so it doesn't mean you haven't had a date or anything, but you're waiting for that right one. Either that or you're not dating at all maybe right now. Either case, you're like, where's this good person here? You're just maybe finding that things that you've been working on, perhaps a relationship that you thought you could maybe change over time or grow. These are the things that have been happening. You've been very patient and trying to make things happen. If you've been single, maybe you're just sick of being single. Do you know what I mean? But we got some good stuff going on here. We have our Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, this is a card that shows the energy is looking very positive, very successful. This card pops up for a description of an event that would be very much covering all bases. I'm trying to think of the right words. The Queen of Wands, this is somebody who could go to work, take care of she's the mayor of the town, she has a job, she has kids, she has a family and a home, and she also travels Europe to consult with children who need help learning how to read. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, she's doing everything, man. She's just on fire. Well, this is describing an event in this case, and the event that we're asking about is your next relationship. So think about those things I just described. Now, we're not talking about a person per se. We're talking about a relationship. So therefore, in terms of this card, that describes a situation that's on fire. That's great. Like, things are happening, good things are happening, and everything seems successful. This is a great card to pop up to describe the next relationship in your life. Here, the next one, and this is what I got all kind of giggly about. We got the Two of Cups. First of all, cups, love, emotion. The two, this is partnership, coming together. This is the card that's the real good dating card, like a beginning. Like the beginning, like, I just met you. I'm going to sweep you off your feet. Let's go out into this field and drink out of these cups and love each other and have stars flying out of our eyes. This is I'm excited. I'm having a great time. We're getting together. We're a good connection. Next, we have rebirth. This is the Judgment card. This talks about starting again. This is all about being in a new relationship. This is, if you can imagine, in the traditional imagery, a lot of time you see people being they're rising up into the sky, into the heavens. It's about being reborn, a feeling better. A weight has been lifted off of you. This relationship, this meeting, this is going to be a date where you're like, yep, I think this is who I want to be with. Kind of one of the, I use this term loosely, love at first sight kind of thing, but I feel like you're going to know this right away. It's going to be going really smoothly. You've been super patient, which means you've also determined what doesn't work for you. That's important. We can't know what we want until we find out what we don't want. It's almost like we have to grow. It's just like doing homework in school, right? We have to do our homework. So that's really interesting. So let's get a couple more. Let's get a little more about this person. This relationship is looking really, really good. But let's get another card. We want to see a little bit more about this person. Who is this? Oh, it's somebody who is pretty successful, somebody who's powerful. We have the Magician card. This is the granddaddy of manifestation. This is somebody who makes things happen. The magician in the symbolism has all the different suits at his disposal. He's got cups, pentacles, swords, wands. He can create all of these things. He can also keep things fresh, keep them moving. This person you're going to be meeting here, it looks to be soon. We're going to do timeline cards, but it looks to be pretty soon because these all popped up here in the very beginning. But this person you're going to meet, yeah, no wonder you've got, wait a minute, there you go. No wonder we've got Queen of Wands energy talking about your relationship, because this, again, this lady, she's on fire. That is the symbolism for your relationship. And then here's the symbolism for the person. Now, he or she is just going to be on fire too. This is somebody powerful, like I mentioned. Now, let's see, when is this person coming? We're going to set out 3 more. We're going to do 1 to 3 months. We're going to do 3 to 6, and we're going to go 6 to 9. Now, whenever you are watching this message, this is a timeless reading. So this would be from the time you are watching it. This means you are drawn to this message right now. This was the time you were meant for this information. So let's find out. 1 to 3, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9. Okay, so I'm thinking this is going to be coming in the 3 to 6 month range. We've got the Princess of Swords, we have the Star, and we have the Fool. Here, this is all about new communication and getting out there. So you might actually be kind of talking to some people here in the first 3 months. You know, whether or not one of these people you're talking to is this person or not sure, but you might be. We're talking here. We're getting to know people. We're deciding who we want to go out with, maybe, you know, and maybe we'll meet somebody, the first one or two that we date. We're like, nope, you weren't it. But guess who is going to be it? This person that we're describing. This is the 3 to 6 month range. This is the star. And the reason I know that this is who and or when it's going to be, this talks about dreams coming true. This is the dreams come true card. This is also a card of recognition. Think about the star. Think about a movie star, okay? You're recognizing, like, yes, you are a wonderful actor or actress. You did great in that movie. You're attractive. You're this, that, the other, whatever. So the star. So who would be the star in this case being recognized? Well, you. And you would therefore also be recognizing this particular person as the one. Here's the one. You're going out with the 2 of Cups, right? So this is a recognition card. It's also about dreams coming true. This talks about, you know, finding that person that makes you happy. So this is definitely very strong in the 3 to 6 month range. And then 6 to 9, we have the Fool. And this talks about starting that new journey. So this would be where you're really involved in that long-term relationship. You know, really jumping in to that and feeling like, look at the Fool. He can just jump off of there, not even looking where he's going because he's so confident. He feels so good that he's just ready to take the plunge, right? So just to kind of sum up, it looks like 3 to 6 month range. You've got some really positive cards pointing to this being right on in terms of timeline, and your patience is paying off. We're going to do one more. This is the outcome card. This is the middle of the deck. Let's go. Boom. All right. So this person, yeah, it's going to be a relationship. It's going to be a long-term relationship. Hopefully, you know, meaning that when I say long-term, I mean like the relationship that you've potentially been waiting for. Our King of Cups, of course, is cups. So love and emotion. He's the king. Wouldn't you want to be the king of emotions? The person that you're going to be meeting, while I do think that we've got a lot of positive things going on with our Magician card, shows me that they're very powerful, those kinds of things. You might already kind of see this person and they're just not making themselves known right now. So it might be something later that you're like, oh wow, I could have met you a month earlier had I just known that you were there, you know, that kind of a thing. But don't let, you know, again, be careful. Don't make things a self-fulfilling prophecy. That doesn't mean on your first couple dates, be like, nope, don't want you. Nope, you're not my person. Yeah. If you're feeling that, if you get the vibe and somebody's truly not your person, well, then they're not. But don't make it a self-fulfilling prophecy where you're walking in going, yep, I think the first one's not going to be good. It's the second one that's going to be great. And then the poor first one you meet didn't even have a chance, right? So don't make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Go into it as an open mind. Be open and set your boundaries, set your expectations, and just wait. It's coming. Your patience is paying off, my friend. Woo, this is good. All right. What do you think? What do you think? Drop me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think of this. I want to hear if it resonated with you, and I'd love to interact with you. And of course, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. I would love to have you in the family, and it also really helps me out. So I'd really appreciate it. Well, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. What have we got going on? About your next relationship. What is coming? What can you expect? And what will it be like? All right. So we start off here with our 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands. This card is my energy card, so it will affect these other cards. So these meanings will be influenced by this. This is our 7 of Wands. This talks about stand your ground. This says, you know what? Stand firm. Look at you. If this is all symbolism, which it is, think about the artwork here. Look at her and look at her little cat there. They're like, nope, you're not going to push me off this cliff. You're not going to make things happen. You know, this is an energy that is showing that you are just one of those people who brushes yourself off and gets up and just tries again. And if you're feeling like, no, I'm not, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. You need to dust yourself off. You need to stand up. You know what your boundaries are. You know what your expectations are. And you're standing firm. You are standing firm, which means that you are willing and ready and open for this new relationship to arrive. So that is awesome. You know what? I've got some cards here that show me that you need to have a little bit of a talking with yourself. Our Queen of Swords pops up when we have to really get real about things. We need to get real. You've been defending yourself and not falling off that cliff, right? Are you having to defend yourself against your own negative thoughts, about your own negative self-talk? Oh, it's never going to happen. Oh, I'm never going to be able to, those kinds of things. Maybe, could be you're protecting yourself from yourself. Either case, though, this is saying you need to have a conversation with yourself. You need to get tough with yourself. You need to take yourself and you got to say, shake it off, and you got to say, what do you want? What do you want? And go get it. And imagine that you're going to get it. Don't walk around saying you're not going to get it. That's just going to make you stand in here all again for longer, right? That's not what you want to be. You want to be over here in the Seven of Pentacles. The Seven of Pentacles talks about growing something. This is about making something happen. This is about nurturing things so that they can grow. And it also is about, it's got an element of having patience in there. Obviously patience is something that nobody really enjoys saying they have to have, because that means it implies that you have to wait for something, right? But remember what we said here. This is about saying, I'm not going to not let these things knock me off of my path. Whether it's coming from you or coming from external forces, you're not allowing things to knock you off of what you want and where you're going. So your strength here, you can't second guess yourself. You need to have that talk with yourself. And if you don't feel this, you need to. That's what our Queen of Swords is saying. Hey, wake up. You are strong. You know what you want. And if you are patient, it is going to come to you. Who's going to come? The King of Pentacles. That's who's coming. This is our new relationship. So we've got our King of Pentacles here. Our kings, well, first of all, a king's a king. So, hey, that looks pretty good, right? Stable, somebody who is very much a leader, someone who takes care of themselves. This card also indicates somebody who is very successful, most likely going to be somebody who is wealthy, which, I mean, hey, that's great. I mean, we don't want people just because they have money, but let's face it, money is freedom, right? Money helps us be free. So, that fact that they are likely to have, a wealthy or successful type of financial situation, that's a positive, right? So this is somebody who's very self-sufficient. You might see that this person is kind of to themselves, meaning they rely on themselves so much that they kind of are I don't want to say in it alone, but they feel that, you know what, I got to do my thing. Now, does this mean that they don't want to interact with other people? No, in fact, quite the opposite. This is somebody who is a promoter of others. So not only are they successful and rich, leader type of person, they want to help other people to get to that point too. They want other people to be feeling good and doing well. I think this person takes care of their own business and then it's doing fine. They're on the right path. They don't need help, but they're very much wanting to help others to get in the same position, doing well. So this is looking good. We need a couple more though, don't we? We need to see more. This is telling me a little bit about where we are now. This was the first one, though, giving me some information about who's coming in. This is strong advice and kind of describing the situation. So it's still very helpful. Let's find out more, though, about our King of Pentacles. That's who's coming in. Don't let gender throw you off either. King of Pentacles could be a woman, could be a man. Just typically with the kings, that just means a little more masculine energy than feminine. But we've all got masculine and feminine. It's just, what the balance is. All right. So what's going on with this king? What's the deal? Woo, the Hierophant. All right. So the person that's coming in is going to be somebody who is a little bit more of a traditional person. You're not going to be looking for somebody out there who is, non-traditional. You're not going to find somebody out there who's got purple hair and, doing the poetry slam and, all these other things. It's not to say they can't have appreciation for it, but this is somebody who's very much a traditional type of person. So in order to be this successful and wealthy and all those things, this person has to be following some kind of doctrine, you know, meaning this is my work ethic. This is this is how I keep myself sane. This is how I keep myself grounded. This person follows rituals. They're probably somebody who is a bit spiritual. And that would make sense too with why they want to help others. That's a very big component of being spiritual. So I think that is who you should be looking for. Now, when? Let's find out. We're going to lay out 3 cards. We're going to do a timeline of 1 to 3 months. We're going to go 3 to 6, and we are going to go 6 to 9. Let's find out when this person might be showing up for you. Oh, wow. I want to point out that we've got the 10 of Pentacles here. And the reason I want to point it out right away is our King of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. This is slam dunk saying the same thing. So guess what I'm going to say? I'm going to say in the 3 to 6 month range, that's when you're going to be making things happen with this person. Now, what have we got here? In the 1 to 3 month, we've got our King of Wands. The King of Wands is telling me that you might actually meet this person. You might actually say, you know, maybe be introduced to them. Maybe you just recently connect with them. Maybe you just happen to finally see this person and they've always been there. Who knows? This person, King of Wands, represents that this is somebody that you're going to be seeing who you think just has it all going on. This might imply it is somebody that you work with, somebody who is maybe perhaps above you, you know, a manager, a supervisor, something like that. It would probably be somebody who is a little further ahead for sure in the workforce, you know, meaning they've paid their dues, they've been promoted, whatnot. They are probably at an elevated position though. So that's important to know. Here with our 10 of Pentacles, this is in our 3 to 6 month range. Like I said, it is a perfect pairing with our King, which would mean to me that is the 3 to 6 month range looking mighty fine. 6 to 9 month range, we've got our 9 of Swords. So this is an advice card for you. Things are going well. You might be thinking they're going too well, that they can't be real, or they maybe you're also feeling like maybe you're not contributing. This person is very successful and stable on their own, self-sufficient. Maybe you're feeling like you're not good enough. You're not, you know, maybe you've got some of those self-doubts, that kind of a thing. This is here to say, don't do that. This is literally saying you are worthy. This person, it is real. It is real. It is going well. You know, always use your best judgment. Always be watching for red flags. Always be smart about things. But what the cards are suggesting is that this person is going to be very, very much a well-suited partner for you. Likely somebody who's more traditional, maybe even a bit spiritual, but somebody who is successful. Could be somebody who you might work with, or at the very least somebody who is in a higher position than you are in the workforce. Somebody that would be more of a supervisor type person. And by type person, what I mean is maybe they're not an actual supervisor literally, but that's the type of person they would be. Do you see where I'm going with that? All right. Woo. So let's pull an outcome card, and then we'll see what's going on with this. All right. Ready? This is the cut card. So this is the middle of the deck. Ready? Boom. Ooh, 7 of Swords. You're going to be leaving all this behind. Oh, that's awesome. So any of these thoughts, doubts, you know, lack of confidence, whatever these thoughts are that are making you feel like in that 6 to 9 month range, you know, doubting yourself, second guessing, you know, feeling, oh, that's going away. You're going to leave that behind. Now, are you going to do that through your own work, your mental work? Like, I can release this. I don't need to do that anymore. It's not real, blah, blah. Maybe. Are you going to be leaving it behind because you're seeing evidence of it in real life, some tangible evidence that this person is showing you? Actions speak louder than words. We know this. Well, maybe. It could be that. Either one, you're going to leave these thoughts behind. So, you know, work on yourself in terms of monitoring your thoughts and see if you're self-sabotaging. If it's because you don't trust it, because you want to see evidence of it, well, then you're right. Actions speak louder than words. So in both scenarios, you need to be able to drop these thoughts, because they're just going to drag you down. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be here, and you are going to successfully be able to drop those thoughts and move forward in this relationship. And again, I'm looking at the 3 to 6 month range. You might meet them in the 1 to 3, but that's when you're really going to take off. Whoa, pile 3. This is exciting. Please let me know. Drop a comment. I'd love to hear what you're thinking and see if this resonated with you. I'd love to interact with you as well. So please make sure you drop a comment. And if you haven't already, please make sure and hit subscribe. I'd love to have you in the family, and it would also help me out a lot. So I'd really appreciate it. All right, my friend, thank you so much for letting me read for you.